Hi everyone, it's Mr. Johnston and it's currently Thursday and I'm going to read you a story that some of us will have heard before, but it's one of my favourite books and it's called The Dark by Lemony Snicket. And it was illustrated by John Classen. So this is the story of Laszlo, and Laszlo is afraid of the dark, and this is the story about how he stopped being afraid of the dark. There he is. The Dark by Lemony Snicket. Laszlo was afraid of the dark. The dark hid in the same house as Laszlo, a big place with a creaky roof, smooth cold windows, and several flights of stairs. Sometimes the dark hid in the cupboard. Sometimes it sat behind the shower curtain. But mostly it spent its time in the basement. All day long the dark would wait in a distant corner far from the squeaks and rattles of the washing machine, pressed up against some old damp boxes and a chest of drawers nobody ever opened. At night, of course, the dark went out and spread itself against the windows and the doors of Laszlo's house. But in the morning, the dark would be back in the basement where it belonged. Laszlo would peek at the dark every morning. "Hi," he would say. "Hi, dark." Now, Laszlo thought that if he visited the dark in the dark's room, then maybe the dark wouldn't come and visit him in his room. But one night, it did. "Laszlo," the dark said, in the dark. The voice of the dark was exactly like the creak of the roof above his house, and as smooth and cold as the windows. And even though the dark was right next to Laszlo, the voice seemed far away. "What do you want?" asked Laszlo. "I want to show you something," said the dark. "In here?" "No," said the dark. "In here?" No, said the dark. "Downstairs." "Downstairs?" "Yes," said the dark. Now in Laszlo's living room was the biggest window in the house. Laszlo looked out at all the dark outside. Above him, the roof creaked and he closed his eyes. And now the dark was all that Laszlo could see. No, said the dark again. "Not there. Down here." In the basement?" asked Laszlo. "Yes," said the dark. Now Laszlo had never been down to the dark's room at night. "Come closer," said the dark. So Laszlo got closer. "Even closer," said the dark. Now, you might be afraid of the dark, but the dark is not afraid of you. That's why the dark is always close by. The dark peeks around the corner and waits behind the door, and you can see the dark up in the sky almost every night, gazing down at you as you gaze up at the stars. Now, without a creaky roof, the rain would fall on your head, and without a smooth, cold window, you would never see the outside. And without a flight of stairs, you could never go into the basement where the dark spends its time. Without a cupboard, you would have nowhere to put your shoes, and without a shower curtain, you would splash water all over the bathroom. And without the dark, everything would be light, and you would never know if you needed a light bulb. "Bottom drawer," said the dark. What? Bottom drawer. Open the bottom drawer. Thank you, said Laszlo. You're welcome, said the Dark. By the time Laszlo got back into bed, the Dark was no longer in his room, except when he closed his eyes to go to sleep. The next morning, Laszlo visited the Dark in the basement. Hi, he said. Hi, Dark. The Dark didn't answer, but the bottom drawer was open, so it looked like someone in the corner was smiling. The Dark kept on living with Laszlo, but it never bothered him again. The end. Thanks very much for listening.